Welcome to the wanderings and ponderings of a Wobble Gob, a lover of all things stitched. Hi, I'm Anne, aka Handmade, a mum, wife, teacher and artist living and working in Yorkshire in the UK. From a young age I've been known as a Wobble Gob, a term my mum gave me due to my continuous chatting about nothing as a child. And yes, this has stuck with me, and now I'm sharing the things that go round in my brain, my wanderings and ponderings and all things stitched, in my vlog. I hope you enjoy it.
Happy New Year everybody, and welcome to 2024. As you know, if you read my newsletter or anything like that, I'd sent out a bit of a quiz as to whether, well, not quiz I suppose, not a quiz at all, a question thingy, what's it, anyway, about how you'd like me to carry on with my Wobble Gob. So my original intention was to look at doing a podcast, however, not many people wanted to do that, so I'm carrying on with the vlog. So here we are, 2024, quite apt, it's episode 24 in 24. It was meant to be, obviously meant to be. I do believe that things are meant to be. Hope you like my new little intro. Trying to get a little bit more technical with what's going on, and yes, I'm going to try and do it where you can see me and see my desk, mainly because it feels like then I am actually talking to myself. You'll notice clean desk, nothing on it, start of the year. Also notice a bit of a wrist thing on. So what we've been doing, welcome to the episode. So I have been wandering, it's been Christmas, and we've been skiing for the first time in 3 years due to lockdown and COVID and everything. We've not been. Hence the bandage on my arm. I'm not the most confident skier. I have discovered on holiday that I am a little bit of a chicken. I think getting older now, I don't know if it's the menopause or what it is, but I am such a chicken, it's unbelievable. I just get scared at the littlest of things. But got skiing, thought it was all going to be okay, got to day 3 and we're coming back over the mountain, and there's one little bit that connects two of the hillsides together. And it hadn't been windy all day, it'd been gorgeous all day, and we got to this bit and there was a wind that had blown all the soft snow off the top, and it was black ice, and it's a connection and you've got to get a little bit of speed up to keep going. And I'd got a bit more confidence, set off, hit the ice, had quite a bad fall, and I don't know what I've done, but I have sprained my thumb. Had a day off, thought it was getting okay, come back home, and I go for bits where it's all right, and then it's just incredibly painful. So luckily it's not my left hand, it's my right hand. So I have still been able to do some bits, and luckily I've already done a little bit of recording for all the things that we're doing this year, so I can give my hand a little bit of a rest. But blank desk. So what does a blank desk mean? It means that I get to, I've lost it already. It means I get to get myself a new diary, which is always very exciting. If you know me and my sketchbooks, I love them. So I've actually ordered and created myself a book. I did this online, and it's even got a thing on the back. This was a quote that I found online about your tribe. So having a bad day, then you need your tribe. Remember, your tribe are the ones that make you feel the most you. The ones that lift you up and help you remember who you really are. The ones that remind you that a blip in the road is just that, a blip. They are the ones that when you walk out of the room, they make you feel like a better person than when you walked in. They are the ones that even if you don't see them face to face as often as you'd like, you see them heart to heart. My tribe are my family and the sociopaths, and I'm blessed to have them in my life and love them all. And sociopaths, that's my little group of friends that we've all come together because of Stitch, and that sort of happened before I started doing any of this, but it's like everybody is the tribe. And I just think since we started this journey back in 2020, gosh, 3 years, the tribe's grown, it's massive, and I love it, and I'm really hoping that you keep with me in 2024 and we keep going with what we're doing. So I have a bit of a plan. I love planning. So I've got my planning here this week. We're in Scarborough. That was another thing. So the van, we had our first advent this week, went off to Scarborough, came back yesterday. So that was fun. The weather actually wasn't too bad. So weather forecast, looking outside today in my house, I can see a little bit of blue, mainly grey, but it's not raining. If you are in the UK and you've been down south or anything like that, I hope you're safe and well. It's been absolutely crackers. I think the weather has just gone a little bit bonkers. So what we're going to do with our Wobble Gob. So there's going to be all sorts of things. So I'm going to do a bit about my wanderings, things that are on my desk, what's going on in the handmade world. We're going to carry on with our wellness ones. Oh, excuse me. Possibly a bit of a pondering or a quote or something like that. And then a bit of a roundup. I might review things. I'm having a cup of tea. Got to have a cup of tea, especially when you're wobbling. It gets your throat going. So what have I been doing? What have I been up to on my desk? So went away, always take some stitching away with me. So I started a piece quite a while ago. They were actually connected together. So I just wanted to do, like I always do with my stitching, is just to have some stitching. So this sort of went back to when I started all this with the long snippet roll. So I started off with just a long piece of fabric that I stitched bits on and things like this. But while we were away on holiday, I decided to cut it in half because I didn't like the length. So this half, I will carry on with it at some point. But I've been mainly stitching into this bit, and I love it when I go away because I have my little, I can take this on board an aeroplane little kit that has a tiny pair of scissors in. As long as the blades on your scissors are less than 6 centimetres, you can take them on the plane. So this was my little bit that I've just been just stitching and stuff like that. And what I'm intending to do with this, and I think I've left it downstairs, but as you know, if you've watched the previous Wobble Gobs, Mr. B has started making bobbins. So my plan, I don't think it's, oh, it might be that one. My plan is to have this attached to the first bobbin. So I've just got to work out, I'm probably going to drill it and stitch it. So this is going to be my first piece, and then they can just wrap round the bobbin. Or you can have them hung. I've got to work out those little bits and pieces, but these are probably going to become kits that I've got available. Please don't start asking me when I'm going to have them on. It'll be as and when I get round to doing it, but I will keep everybody updated. I used to do little bobbin kits that were like on sewing bobbins, but they were new bobbins and they're lovely, but just didn't have the same feel, and I just think these are just going to work so nicely. So the plan's going to be with the bobbins, I think, is there'll be a selection of them that go with kits, and then I think what Robin Bobbin is, it's called Robert, is going to look at is then getting some speciality woods and doing lots of different sizes so that you can get them just as one-offs as well. So that's kind of exciting, just to start developing some new kits for 2024. So yeah, that's very exciting. So I was busy stitching that. Then the other thing that I was stitching while I was away was some of my new work that I'm doing. So I'd got some stuff that I'd printed onto mini quilt pieces. So this is based on my whole hole, and this is all the circular stuff that I've been doing. So this was a lot of hand stitching I was doing. Met a very lovely lady on the plane. Ended up talking kitchens, and while we've been away, possibly designing a brand new kitchen. Shouldn't go on holiday, it's a bit dangerous. So then I've been working on, didn't get very far on this, so I just started working on the lid for this one, which then will become one of my little boxes. And then I'd had another idea with this about Robert making me some bobbins that can go inside. And they will have some of my printed fabric on them. So I think they'll probably be maybe the sort of size of an actual sewing bobbin, but not as thick. And they'll go inside these. It's probably just a little bit bigger. And then they'll have fabric round them. This is like my work. This is for the exhibition that I'm doing later on this year. So these little boxes. The idea about these is I've always had this thing about things that go on in your life sometimes that you don't want to deal with straight away. You pop them in a box inside your head. So these are meant to represent boxes of like thoughts and ideas and things. But yeah, so that's where I'm sort of starting with that. And then I did wonder about possibly, again, printing some out so people can make their own little boxes. So I've got lots and lots of ideas with that. That's all going on. Then with my whole stuff, I've started my next hoop. Where is it? Here we go. This is the biggest one I've done so far. Oh, so I just managed to get this sorted just before the holidays. Screen's just decided to go off. There we go. I'll have to go right back here, I think. It's like a 21-inch hoop. It's massive. So this is my hoop within a hoop within a hoop. So I've got that one ready to start working with, and I'm still working on that one and that one. So these are two that I'm still working on. So this one here, Tears, Smiles and Memories, this one sort of came about because it's got a handkerchief in there, and I always remember, like, my granddad he always used to have a handkerchief. Whenever anything was going wrong, my granddad has a handkerchief. So that one's based on a hanky, so I'm still working on that one. What I tend to do with them is when I get to a stage where I'm not really sure, I just get them so far, pin things on and then hang them up so that I can just look at them as I'm working. And then I've got this one, that this was my play around with my printed fabrics on the hoops as well. I'm really liking this one. This is bringing my darning back into it, this idea about fixing and mending and covering up and trying to heal things that have gone on in your life. And I think I showed everybody last time, or I might have posted it, my friend Jane had bought me a speed darner. I meant to do this when we were on holiday and I didn't get very far. So this is going to go on one of my darning mushrooms, so I've got to sit and do that as well this evening. Possibly. I've got so much to do today, it's absolutely crackers. Just a little bit of a note about the 52 flags. So the 52 flags project was something that we did not last year, the year before, and I'm going to start releasing them on YouTube this year, so that if you didn't get a chance to do it, you can have a chance to do it. But you've got two options. One of them is you can just do it week by week and have it as a project that you want to do, or you can get access to all 52 on my website. There's a bit of a problem with that because I didn't realise that once I schedule them, you don't get access to them until they've actually been released. So I've just got to play around with that. So if you have got all 52, just bear with me, and I will get some more information out about that. That's one of the jobs I've got to do today, is just to sort that out. If you are doing it on YouTube, I would appreciate a donation towards them. This is kind of my job. I'm very lucky. This is my job. And I know people keep saying, oh, I'm really sad that you don't do things for free on YouTube and things like this. I will keep putting things on every now and again, but I'm not like Joe Suggs or anything like that that's got millions of followers and can earn money just off YouTube. You don't really get as much as what you think, but I'm very grateful for everything that I do get. So there is a link on the end of the videos where you can pop over to my Ko-fi and just give me a little donation, buy me a cup of coffee or something like that. I'm very, very grateful for anything that happens with that. So that's that. Oh, yes, so big thing, drum roll. So starting tomorrow is this year's 52 block challenge. So this is via my subscription on Ko-fi. You can access it two ways, either in the Bobbing Along group, which is £3 a month, or the What's Sewing On, which is £10 a month. That gives you access to the stitching hour. So this is starting tomorrow. I'm very, very excited. I'm already a few weeks ahead. Just a very, 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 very quick glance. So basically, if I flip it that way around, it's a big piece of fabric that we're going to draw 52 blocks on. And each week on a Friday, there'll be a little stitching thing for you to do to fill your block, and we'll work on it during the year. So I'll just give you, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, which I'm very glad at now with my hand. So a little bit of glance there. There we go. Yeah, so some of the things, obviously stitching, you can't really reinvent the wheel all the time, but hopefully there'll be different things in there, new things, different combinations of things. I'm working actually on the piece, but you can do it as 52 individual pieces. As I always say, for those people that haven't done any of my projects before, I'm just giving you the prompt. You can do whatever you would like with that prompt. So I'm really intrigued. Last year's 52 stitches, there were some beautiful pieces of work, loads of different ways that people did it. So if you did do it last year, thank you so much. And then on Monday, for the What's Sewing On group, the Stitching Hour starts. So the Stitching Hour is a 1 hour live, usually the first Monday of the month between 6 and 7, where I do a live demonstration of the piece that we're going to do. But don't worry if you can't make the live, because there's always a recorded tutorial as well. And I do try, as long as the internet gods are working, and record the live session as well. So there's always 2 videos that you can watch. And then there's a Stitch and Chat, which is just an online group. It's nothing that you've got to show and tell or anything like that. It's really just about continuing our community and just having a couple of hours on Zoom once a month. Everybody's on there, stitching. You bring your project, bring a different project. Some people just come and sit and listen to the chat. Some people chat. Some people pop in and they have a coffee and then they go out and then they come back again. So it's just really about just that tribe. Just our tribe, building our tribe and continuing our tribe. So a little sneaky peek of one of the pieces. I'm not telling you which month that one is, but we're doing blocks, 12 blocks. I know a few people have got a bit hung up about the fact that I've done mine on fat canvases, little mini canvases. I've done 6 by 6 and I'm doing a 5 by 5. You don't have to do them on a canvas. You could just have them as individual blocks, put them together on a quilt. It could be a long strip. It could be just pieces of wood or card that you have cut out, or mount board, and you just wrap them round, so you just create these pieces. They could become pages in a book. Again, it's totally and utterly up to you, because I know everybody's in very, very different situations, and I don't really want people not to take part because there's like a barrier or something like that. It's really just finding your own way through everything that's going on. So that's what's on my desk at the moment, even though there now doesn't look like there's very, very much on my desk. It feels like I've got a lot going on at the moment. Handmade World, getting excited. I've got Liz Cooksey coming at the end of this month. The workshop is full, and I do have quite a long reserve list, but I'm sure Liz will be back at some point. I've got my first workshop coming up, which is a little paper book. I don't think I've got my sample here. It's a little book in a tin. That one's actually at my shed. There are spaces left on that one. And then just before February half term, I'm going down to St Ives, not St Ives Cornwall, St Ives, I think it's near Peterborough, for the East, oh gosh, I'm going to have a look what it's called. It's like a textile show. St Ives, I'll get the little thingy up. It's the Textiles East Fair. There we go. I'll get that up and then I can show everybody. There we go. So it's the Textiles East Fair. It's on Saturday the 10th and Sunday the 11th of February at the Burgess Hall, St Ives, PE 27 6WU. And it's the Textile East Fair in Cambridgeshire that provides dynamic and active platform for textile artists to exhibit and retailers to showcase their beautiful products for purchase. Be inspired, then buy tools and equipment and get creative. The opening times on both days are 10:30 until 5. Entry fee £7. If you want more information, go to textileeastfair.co.uk, and I'll be there on the Saturday and the Sunday. So that's a new fair for me. I haven't done that one before. So that one's going to be quite exciting. Yes, I think that's that January and February. I think that's January and February. Don't know. It's day 4 of the year, and it's already just a little bit like, oh, no idea what's going on. So our wellness, I always like to do a bit of a wellness thing. So things that I'm busy doing at the moment is I've started doing a little bit of meditation on an evening before I go to bed, and I have to say I am sleeping so much better. So just taking 5-10 minutes just before you go to bed. It's an app I've actually got on my phone, and just doing. My kids think it's hilarious that somebody's having to tell me how to breathe. but it works. It works. So just taking that bit of time out just for yourself and just to breathe, just when it's quiet, and just enjoy what's going on. Family's been very, very important over half term. So we had a day out yesterday, family plus extended boyfriends. Had a lovely day in Scarborough, watching the sea and just having time out. Time out. I think time out's really good. The problem for me though with time out then is my brain just goes boom with all the things I should be doing. So I have come home with the biggest list of things that I need to get done today. And the other one is friends. Friends, very, very grateful for all my friends, people that I know in person, people that I know online. Very, very important. Your tribe, as I said right at the very, very beginning. So, yeah, your tribe. You are my tribe, and I love everybody, whether I've met you or not. It's just all about sharing stitch and sharing a love and a passion and an understanding that you don't have to be making things all the time. You can just stitch because you like stitching. Yeah, so my wanderings, I've done wanderings, doing pondering. So I found a quote online by somebody called Mark Twain, and I thought it was quite apt for today. This is the very first vlog of 2024. I'm going to try and do them every other week. Might get one every week if I've got enough to talk about. But he said, so, give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. And that's how I'm going to end today. I hope that you give today the opportunity to become a beautiful day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And I hope that you can make a little bit of time for some stitch. So, welcome 2024. Happy New Year. Very excited to see where our journey takes us this year. Thank you for joining me. Love, hugs, and happy stitching.